Bonjour à tous et bienvenue dans la classe. Aujourd'hui, today, we're going to learn lesson 1. Now, this being your first class of the 10th standard, I would like to take you through the book. This is the book that you're supposed to have, Le Nouveau Pas à Pas, Part 3. Okay, it's a 2018 edition. And table de matière for your table of contents, you will have. In fact, for the syllabus or for this year's portion, you have the entire leçon 1, leçon 2, leçon 3, and the poem 1. Okay, that is nourriture. You have these first three lessons in the first poem for the first midterm exam. For the first term exam, you will have lesson 1 till lesson 6 along with poem 1 and poem 2. And for December or by prelims, I think by October November, we will make sure that we finish all lessons up till lesson 9 up till lesson 9 along with poem 1, 2 et 3. So all three poems and all the 9 lessons for your final exam. I hope that explains your syllabus. So let's get started with today's lesson. The first lesson today we are going to learn for this academic year is Panjim, the capital city of Goa. Before we start today's lesson, I want you to first of all bring to your mind any time that you visited Panjim, what is the first thing and the only thing that you remember in Panjim? The first thing that comes to your mind when I say Panjim city. Okay. Okay. Maybe if there's a chat box, you can type in the chat box what does come to your mind when I say Panjim city. Now, when I say Panjim city and when something comes to your mind, the next thing I want you to do is write one or two sentences in English about that place, about what you know about that place in English, just in your simple language. Okay, write 1, 2 or 3 sentences about that particular place that comes to your mind. Très bien, very nice. Okay, moving on, let me give you a brief introduction about the lesson that we are doing today. Okay, so today we are doing lesson 1, Panjim, the capital city of Goa. This is a story or a narrative between Naveen and Leonard. These are two friends who go or decide to go on a stroll or a walk along the Mandovi River, on the banks of the Mandovi River. And not only that, but they go about seeing and visiting certain places around the Panjim city in a way of showing each other or showing his friend, one of the friends, this beautiful city. Let's find out what they have to learn about the place. Okay, so as we read, please pay attention. Now I want you to keep your pencils in hand as we keep the books open and we read. If you do not have a textbook, please follow from the screen. And when you follow from the screen, if there is any word that you do not know, you learn for the first time, like for example you're learning the word ensemble for example for the first time, please write it down in your book. Okay, so keep your notebooks open. I will be giving you more matter to be written along as we write along. Now, Naveen et son ami français Léonard ont décidé de visiter Panjim ensemble. Naveen and his French friend Leonard had decided to visit Panjim ensemble, together. Okay, ils se promènent le long de la rivière Mandovi. They decided to walk the length of the river Mandovi. Okay, as you see, the entire path from that is marked of DB Marg, this whole place is your river Mandovi. Okay, so they decide to walk along this route, okay, from up to down. Okay, and that is what we are going to be talking about. Okay, they go right down to Miramar. Okay, so please pay attention as we read. Now Naveen says to Leonard, viens avec moi. He says, come with me, Leonard. Please make a note of that. Viens means come. Avec moi is with me. He doesn't say Shemwa, okay? If you would say Shemwa, it would be come to my place. Please pay attention, please listen carefully. Avec moi and Shemwa are totally different words, okay? The meanings are totally different. They are ways apart. Avec means with, so come with me, and Shemwa would be come to my place. If it was viens chez moi, would mean come to my place, okay? Then you have allons visiter Panjim. Let's go visit Panjim. Let us go. Why allons means let's go? Because allons visiter Panjim is a imperative sentence, and as we learned last year, imperative sentences are made with tu, nu or vous form. In this case, this imperative sentence is made from nu form. Also, we learned that imperative sentences are commands or orders, correct? So therefore, imperative sentence being command or order, it is conjugated with the tu, nu or vous form. In this case, we have used the nu form, okay, for conjugation. Therefore, and nu means us or we. Therefore, allons visiter Panjim means let us go visit Panjim. Are you getting it? Very nice. La capitale de Goa. So let us go visit Panjim, the capital of Goa. Then Leonard replies, okay, he says, Cette ville est belle. This city is beautiful. Comment s'appelle cette rivière? What do you call the river? Naveen says, C'est la Mandovi. Elle s'attend jusqu'à Miramar. Okay, so he says, C'est la Mandovi. The river that you're asking about is Mandovi. El Satnon jusqu'à Miramar is it is attached or it runs along just next to Miramar. Satond means to be situated. See, El Satond, it is situated just near Mandovi River, okay, or along the Mandovi River. Beaucoup de gens, lot of people, particulièrement les touristes, particularly or especially the tourists, aiment se promener, like to walk along this road, okay, sur les quais de la rivière, on the banks of this river. Quai is the banks, okay. A lot of people, he says, Naveen says, especially the tourists, like to walk along the banks of this river. Along the said Grand Avenue Dayanand Bandodkar Marg. Okay, so they like to walk along the banks of this river, which is the length of this grand avenue called as the very good Dayanand Bandodkar Marg. That's the name of that road that is given. Okay, DB Marg. You see that? Dayanand Bandodkar Marg. Okay, Marg means road. Okay, in Hindi. So Dayanand Bandodkar était le premier ministre en chef de Goa. So they say that Dayanand Bandodkar was the first chief minister of Goa. Tu vois sa statue là-bas. You can see his statue over there, là-bas. He's pointing out, okay, the statue of Dayanand Bandodkar, okay. Then Leonard says, oui, cet édifice à côté, and that building, edifice is building, okay, and that building à côté at the side or next to it, comme c'est majestic, how majestic it is. Com means how, c'est majestic. It's an expression of what do you call that, marvel, or you know how you marvel at something. So comme c'est majestic is an expression of saying, oh, how beautiful it is, okay, or how majestic it is. So he's saying, look at that building, and look at that building next to it, next to the statue of Dayanand Bandodkar. He says, Comme c'est majestic. That's so majestic. Naveen says, oui, yes, c'était le palais d'été d'Adil Shah. He's saying that is the palace of summer, or summer palace of Adil Shah, which means that Adil Shah is to have a palace. One palace is in Old Goa and one is here, okay. And this one was the summer palace. So during the summers he probably lived here, okay. Lui, il était un ancien sultan musulman de Goa avant l'arrivée des Portugais. So, lui, to him, il était un ancien sultan. He was an ancient sultan, as in a king, okay, a great ancient king, sultan, Muslim king, de Goa, of Goa, avant l'arrivée de Portuguese, des Portuguese. So before the arrival of the Portuguese. Okay, very good. Leonard, e maintenant, and now. Please write the meanings. E maintenant means and now. Very good. Navin says, maintenant, on va convertir le palais en musée. So now he's saying one has converted the palace into a museum. Okay, the palace is converted into a museum. In fact, that's the case with most of the palaces today. Okay, some very few palaces are converted into hotels, but most of them are converted into palaces, into museums. Okay, all around the world. Okay, so Leonard says, "Est cette statue à droite du palais? C'est quoi?" And that statue to the right of the palace, c'est quoi? What's it? What's it about? C'est quoi? Okay, what's it about? Navin says, c'est la statue de l'Abbé Faria. It is the statue of Abbe Faria. And now we'll come to know who is Abbe Faria, okay? Un Goanais célèbre, see, père de l'hypnotism. Okay, so Abbe Faria was known as the father of hypnotism because he was really good at it, and he was what defined hypnotism during those days. Now Abbe Faria was Goan by origin and very famous Goan for that matter. Okay, so Abbe Faria became famous for his hypnotism. Okay, and he did a lot of good work with it. Yes. Then Leonard, oh regarde des bateaux de croisière. He says, oh see, regarde, look. He says, look. Regarde means not look but watch. Okay, voir is to look. Watch, regarde, watch. He says, des bateaux de croisière. So bateau de croisière is your cruise boats. Okay, cruise boats. The bateau de croisière is cruise boats. Then Navin says, "Oui, les touristes aiment faire une croisière sur le Mandovi le soir." So he's saying the tourists like to do a cruise ride sur le Mandovi, along the Mandovi in the evening. Le soir, sur le Mandovi le soir. So during the sur le Mandovi is on the Mandovi river. Le soir in the evening. Okay, always remember, whenever say dans le soir, à le soir, and all that. Okay, we say only say le soir. Okay, you don't have to say in the evening. In French, we directly say the evening. Okay, like for example, I have a party today, the evening. I have a wedding to attend, the evening, or I have a mass to go for, the morning. Okay, or forever I need to go, I have to go to school, the morning. I have to go to office, the morning. I have to let's take it in French. Je suis allé au marché le matin. Okay, the morning. Je suis allé à l'école le matin. Okay, the morning. Okay, je suis revenu. Yeah, je suis revenu de l'école de l'après-midi. Okay, not du matin but de l'après-midi or l'après-midi. You don't have to say I will be coming in the evening. No, you don't have to say in. Just word the is enough. Okay, per l'hypnotism. You don't understand these things. Okay, so si ça te plaît, if this pleases you, si ça te plaît, if this pleases you, si ça te plaît, if this pleases you, ce soir, this evening, nous aussi nous ferons une croisière. We also will go do a cruise ride. Okay, he says, if this pleases you, or if it pleases you, si ça te plaît. You can use this in your writings and in your expressions. Okay, si ça te plaît, ce soir, this evening, nous aussi nous ferons une croisière. We will also do a cruise boat ride or a cruise ride. Okay, Leonard says this, and then Navin says this, and then Leonard replies, super. Okay, super means let's do this. Okay, like super, very good idea. Please write the meanings. Then Navin says, Tu vois cet hôtel là-bas? Do you see that hotel over there? Là-bas means over there. Please write this down. Write down the meanings. Là-bas means over there. Là-bas. Tu vois cet hôtel là-bas? C'est l'hôtel Mandovi. It is the hotel Mandovi. Okay. Nous allons maintenant rentrer dans le cœur de Panchim. Nous allons maintenant rentrer. We are now going to enter. Allons maintenant rentrer. Please take note. Allons maintenant rentrer. Maintenant has come in the middle of sorry. Maintenant has come in the middle of allons and rentrer. Allons rentrer is futur proche. Remember that. Aller plus infinitive. Okay. So allons rentrer is we are going to enter in the heart of Panjim. Okay. Dans le cœur de Panjim. Cœur, please take note. Cœur means heart, and the word cœur is masculine. Okay. The Panjim. Via cette route, via cette route, cette rue, sorry, ici à gauche. By this road or this street here, ici means here, by is via is by, set is this, rue is street, ici is here, à gauche is to the left. So by this street to the left, we're going to enter into the heart of Panjim. Okay, he says. Now they're planning to turn to the left. Okay. Regarde ce jardin. Okay, look at this garden, he says. Okay. Regarde ce jardin. C'est le jardin de municipal. Okay. D'ici tu peux voir une belle église blanche sur une petite colline. Okay. So d'ici tu peux voir, from here one can see une belle église blanche, one beautiful, he's saying from here one can see a beautiful white church. Okay, une belle église blanche. Belle église blanche is, church is feminine, église is feminine, therefore it is a beautiful white church. Une belle église blanche sur une petite colonne. On a small little, what is colonne? Let's find out what's the meaning of colonne. Colonne is a flight of stairs, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really make out that. It's not very clear. It's a hillock. Okay, so column is a hillock. Okay, now what is that hillock? You remember when you go to Panjim, there is this beautiful Immaculate Conception Church which happens to appear in all the movies and films. It is on a small hillock. Hillock means it's the base of a hill, but this church is at the base of that hill. Okay, and it's a small hill, so that's why it's called a hillock. Okay, now, and that's what makes it beautiful actually, because it can be seen from everywhere, and actually that was one of the reasons why churches and temples were built at heights or at, on the hills. Okay, so that they could be seen from everywhere, and people during those days believed that if they could see the temple from, or the churches from wherever they were, they believed that they could see God. Okay, so that's the reason why they had temples and churches overlooking them. Okay, and they would stay at the bottom of the in the valleys. So this is something about history which makes a lot of sense when we study it. Okay, so then Leonard says, "Oh oui, c'est joli. This is beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh yes," he says. "Oh oui" means oh yes, that's beautiful. C'est joli. Et la cascade d'escalier, and the cascade of stairs. He says cascade d'escalier is the flight of stairs. And he's saying, now look at the Immaculate Conception. The one of its beauty is the flight of stairs. La cascade d'escalier. Okay, please remember these words because we will need them for the question and answer time sessions. La cascade d'escalier. La cascade d'escalier me fait penser aux escaliers devant la basilique du Sacré-Cœur à la Montmartre. So he's saying these flight of stairs here at the Immaculate Conception Church reminds me of the flight of stairs at Sacred Heart of Montmartre. Okay, Montmartre. Okay, so he's saying, let's read that once again. He says, uh, "Et la cascade d'escalier and this flight of stairs me fait penser means makes me think. Penser means to think. Okay, so me fait penser is makes me think. Des escaliers of the stairs, des escaliers of the stairs devant la basilique, in front of the basilica of Sacré-Cœur, in front of the basilica of the Sacred Heart of the Montmartre, Sacred Heart of Montmartre. Okay, it's not exactly Montmartre. It's Montmartre is a French word itself, so there's no translation to that. The only reason I gave a translation is because I broke the word up into literal meaning, but it's actually just one word, means Montmartre, and it's French. So then Naveen says, devant l'église il y a 18th June Road, okay, or these with June Road. Just take it as 18th June Road, learn that way. Devant l'église, in front of the church, that is the 18th June Road. Où l'on trouve beaucoup de magasins chic, where one can find many beautiful shops, okay. Leonard says, c'est loin, that's far. On peut y aller maintenant pour faire des achats. One can come here in order to buy, in order to make purchases. Okay. On peut y aller. One can come here. On peut y aller maintenant, now, pour faire des achats, in order to do shopping. Okay. Then Naveen says, no, ce n'est pas loin. It's not very far. He says, no, it's not very far. Mais je préfère, but I prefer le, Mon- uh, le Montrer Miramar aujourd'hui. He prefer Le Montrer Miramar aujourd'hui. But he's saying this not, it's not very far, but I prefer to show you Miramar now or today. Okay, aujourd'hui. C'est une c'est une belle plage à l'ouest de Panjim. Miramar. Okay, he's talking about Miramar. Now he's saying it's a very beautiful it's a pretty beach or a beautiful beach on the west coast of in fact west coast of Goa, but west coast of Panjim city, okay, or the extreme west of Panjim city. Un chemin, finally, on va d'abord visiter Inox. Un chemin, finally, okay. On va d'abord, one will finally go, we will go to visit is visiter Inox, où a lieu le Festival International du Cinéma en novembre. Où a lieu is where takes place. A lieu is to take place. Où a lieu where takes place. Où a lieu le Festival International du Cinéma, the International Film Festival of Cinema en November, in November. So you saying I'm going to take you to that place where it takes place, the cinema of the festive cinema basically. Puis then nous irons au centre socio-culturel. After that we will go to the center of social culture, that is Kala Academy, okay, the Goa Kala Academy, okay. Question de comprehension. Now this question of comprehension you're going to be solving. I'll give you the text or the format of question answers in the form of a PDF or something, or maybe I'll type it down. You got to write it in your books, okay, so keep that in mind. The next thing, Quadir, please say with me, le long the means along. Say with me, le long the means along. La tendre is to stretch. L'entendre is to stretch. Le K is the K or the Q. Okay. Then Musalman means Muslim. Okay. Musalman means Muslim. Next one, l'arrivée is arrival. La colonne is colony. Conventi is the is to convert. Okay. Le musée is museum. Okay. L'hypnotisme is hypnotism. Okay. Then la croisière is the cruise or the cruise boat. Then le cœur is the heart or the center of something. L'église is church. And la colline is hillock. Okay, a small little hillock. Okay, then if you go to the next page, you have la cascade, the cascade of stairs. Okay, or the flight of stairs. La cascade. Okay, so the flight of chairs, la cascade. Then you have l'escalier, which is staircase itself. Then you have la bibliothèque, sorry, la basilique, which is a basilica. Okay, and then you have lastly you have le cinema hall. Okay, now let's go to the expressions. Okay, avoir lieu is to take place. Please say with me, avoir lieu, to take place. Okay, next one, à côté de, by the side of. D'ici is from here. D'ici, from here. Un chemin is on the way. Un chemin is on the way. Then you have d'abord, which means at first. D'abord means at first. And then you have faire des achats, to do shopping. To shopping. Then French to French. Décider, prendre la décision. You might have this for your test this week, so please learn this carefully, the vocabulary and the text also. So décider, prendre la décision. Beaucoup, un grand nombre. Maintenant, à présent. Joli, agréable, or happy, or pleasant, or pretty. Okay, not pretty, pleasant. Joli means pleasant. Convertir, transformer. Okay, so transform. Convertir means to transform. Then you have majesties is grandiose, which is majestic. Okay, basically, or it's grand size in nature. Preferer is aimer mieux, to love the best. Okay, something that you like the best, or to love the best. Okay, with that we are done with this lesson. Let's do and also the lexicon, that is all the meanings and translations. We shall do the question and answers, as I said earlier, we will do it on PDF. So, yes, in PDF. Okay, and apart from that, after that you have le pronom tonic. Okay, I will introduce you to this topic later. For now, this is it. Signing out. Thank you so much and have a great day ahead.